Hello and welcome to Real Talk with Mrs. Fam. Happy Sunday! It's your host Olayinka Omotayo Fambegbe, aka Mrs. Fams. How are you today? Happy Sunday once again. Hope everyone is feeling good as we are here in the studio. Today, Sunday, we want to say welcome to Real Talk with Mrs. Fam. And our topic for today will be digital secrecy, phone passwords. Is it all about personal boundaries or secrecy? Having a password on your phone. Is it about boundaries or is there something that you are hiding? It's really going to be an interesting one today. And I want people to call in. I want people to send voice notes. I want people to send text messages. I just don't want this to be about me talking on today's episode because it's a really broad one. It's going to be funny. It's going to be sensitive. People are going to have different reasons why they have to have a password on their phone. Maybe because of work. Maybe because of just it's my phone and I have a right to it, which is good, which is true. Thank you for all the people that have been with us on this journey. I couldn't do this by myself on this channel, on this platform, Cosoro Evergreen. When you call in, I just want to remind you that if you feel very confident in speaking in your local dialect, the only one I understand apart from English is Yoruba, so I must tell you that. So if you want to talk in another language, make sure that you have somebody that will interpret it. We don't mind. But just to let you know that you can, this is a free show where you can speak in your language. Feel very, very free to do that. And then we want to encourage people who wants us to, advertise their product, their services on this platform. Is a very good one. Let us all come together. This is a community, and then we cannot do without you. We cannot do without each other. I am super excited for today's topic. Today's discussion is going to be, I don't even know where it's going to be leading us to, but I know it's going to be very interesting. So thank you. I have some text messages already. Good afternoon and happy Sunday. They're joining us for the first time. Theo Obialo, thank you so much for joining us from Lagos. Precisely, you said. Thank you so much for that. And my guest for today is a friend of the show. And we're going to be unpacking this topic together. So, Mr. Olatunji Oluwadare, welcome to the show. How are you today, sir?
I am very well, Mrs. Fan. Thank you so much for having me.
Good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm fine. Doing well.
That's good.
And I want to say hello to all your listeners as well.
Oh, thank you for that. So let's just go straight into this. Why do people use phone passwords?
Well, it's
you,
a
you,
really
you haven't
big
even answered
issue.
that question. And it's so funny. Like, okay, just give me the reason why people use passwords on their phone.
I think this topic is a big one because it's right at the center of psychology and I would say cultural shift as well. Because globally, digital privacy is very important, and especially in Africa, where we believe what is mine is yours,
Okay.
especially in relationships. So that brings a lot of conflicts. And in this modern technology, we are, and at the rate in which technology is developing, so what I mean is when we started using phones in Africa, we had
Yeah.
these smaller phones
Okay.
where people don't really use passwords.
Okay.
We can only use passwords then because we want to protect our airtime, like our credits we
Okay.
buy, so that other people don't have access to it and all of that. But now we have situations where our phone is more like a computer. It is a digital vault that contains all our digital footprints, everything we do. is on
Sensitive,
our
it's like
phone.
sensitive information,
It is
finances,
very,
text
very
messages, personal
sensitive.
info. Yeah,
Exactly.
I
So
agree with you.
I believe everybody should protect their data, which is having a password, because even before now, you can't create an email account without a password, which means privacy. That security is very, very important. Because when we look at work, for example, let's put relationship aside now.
Okay.
What I have on my phone, I have to protect it because it is my work. Or if I work for a company, I
Yeah,
don't want anybody having access to those datas,
you're right.
especially when you sign stuffs like NDAs. NDA is a non-disclosure agreement,
Yes.
and someone else got access to your phone and share those important data to other people, to a third party, or to a competitor. That means I am at stake. I'm responsible for that error because of not protecting the data I have with me, right?
So
So I think
you
it's
need to
very
have a
important.
password to protect that. That's very good. That's interesting. I'm just going to read this
Yes.
text message before we I come back to you, Mr. Tunji. So somebody
Oh, okay.
said, "Good afternoon, Cosoro. I love your program. Thank you for that." So talking about digital secrecy, in today's world, where everyone acts, work, and tends to hide or shy away from the truth. Digital secrecy, it's all about secrets and not actually boundaries. That's my take on this topic. Thanks. Okay. There was no name to that,
Mm.
so that person, thank you so much for your contribution. But you think it's all about secrets and not actually boundaries. So what do you say to that now? Someone else thinks it's not about
Yes.
secrets, it's actually, and it's not actually about boundaries. We haven't spoken about boundaries. You have just mentioned about the sensitive data that you or anyone else might have on their phone. So for you, you haven't
Mm.
really said it's all about secrets. So what do you think about what this person has said?
Yeah, I think the person is right. Because in a relationship now, which I was not leaning into earlier, for someone to have a password on their phone without their partner knowing the password, I think is the right thing to do in my own judgment.
So you
It
you
is
believe that
about,
I should have a phone and my partner should not have access to my phone. Let's put work related issues aside now. Let's just say I work
yes,
and I don't have anyone's data on my phone. Not
okay,
everyone have to have, like something that you want to protect
yes,
work wise. So let's just say it's just my own phone. And are you now saying that I
yes,
should have a password still?
yes, you should.
Okay.
Because in this case, it is more of individuality.
Right.
This is my phone, and I have my finances on it. Even if my partner knows how much I earn weekly, monthly, or daily, I'm not protecting that from my partner. If I lose my phone, the first gateway to all my finances is my password.
Okay.
So if my phone is stolen, no one can really access that yet, or until they break the password, which
Right.
gives me maybe some amount of time to quickly go and look for. Maybe I use an iPhone. I can do find my phone, find my iPhone, erase all the data on my phone, and just settle with the fact that okay, yeah, the phone is lost. I can recover my data later because I backed it up somewhere.
Very
So now
well.
I need that password to protect my finances or protect
But how do you think your
maybe
partner
intimate.
feels? How do you think your partner feels? Do you care regardless? Or
Yes, that is where secrecy. That is where I feel secrecy comes in.
or do you think even if you have
Really,
it, can you give it to, can you share that password like with your partner?
of course, they
Okay.
can share passwords, and
Okay.
The for me, the only reason why we should share password is maybe in situations where my partner is not active, maybe she has health issues, and I need to get into her phone to get some details on what is to be done, or maybe we need finances to sort bills and all of that. So now I believe, or what I think we should do, coming from my professional background as a software engineer, there are some there's something we call backups.
Mm.
We can create a space in our home where we both write our passwords
Okay.
somewhere.
Okay.
It is accessible to both of us.
Right.
And if the situation comes and it warrants my partner getting into my phone, she can easily go to where the password is saved as a backup, get the password, and get into my phone. So,
Okay. Your partner will
other
have to
than
be
that,
somebody who, because not everyone is very good with IT. Like, I just want
no,
to
no, no,
know. I just
it
want to know
doesn't, it
your
doesn't,
password. I don't want to go into some
yes.
backup. I won't be able to do all of that.
No,
That's
no,
personally
the backup really doesn't have to be IT. It might
right.
just be written in a book
Okay.
somewhere, kept in a drawer, or kept somewhere safe that only me and her know.
Okay.
So that when we need the password, she can go and get the password there.
Do you think this is
But
just a trend?
secrecy,
Do you think it's a trend as well? Just because people are doing it, I have to do it. Or I know you said it's mainly for you, majorly is about security, but for some people, it's just a trend. Like everyone is having password, I need to have one.
yes, for some people it's a trend because they don't really know what is to be kept secret. They don't know what is privacy.
And
They
does
just
it
want to
create
have the password.
suspicion as well? Does this create suspicion, in a relationship, or maybe not even a relationship? We're not really focusing this on relationships. What about as a parent when you have, like teenage children, you know, and then they have password on their phone? Do you think we as parents need to ask, don't have password on your phone?
Well,
Does
I
it create
think that would
suspicion?
it does, but in this case, family issues, I think every human alive deserves respect and they
Okay,
have their
respect.
dignity.
Okay.
So we need to respect everybody's opinion. So if there's a need for me to go into my child's phone, we must have discussed it
Hmm.
prior to that because uh, if the child is underage and he or she is using the phone. She's
Okay.
overly using the phone, always on the phone, doing stuff or taking calls away from family gatherings. You
Okay.
need to take a call and you're walking away.
Mm.
So it means that's where suspicion rises
Yes.
because I feel like there's something you are hiding. If you are doing the right thing, there's no point
I like that word
of
hiding
you.
because that is a big word
Yes,
as part of this discussion. Hiding. Are you
yes,
hiding
mm,
something? What are you hiding? I'm going to talk about
exactly,
hiding very shortly, but I like the way you mentioned it already. Hiding. What are you really hiding? Okay.
exactly.
Right. I told you today is going to be an interesting one. So we have a caller on the line. Hello, caller. How are you?
Hello, Mrs. Farms. Happy Sunday.
What's your name and where are you calling from, please?
My name is Gumi. I'm calling you from Lagos, Nigeria.
Thank you so much. And how are you today?
I'm very well. Oh. How you doing as well?
Very well, we thank you. Thank God. We're doing
Okay.
well. So today, are you trying to ask question or you want to contribute on this
I want
powerful
to contribute.
topic?
Or I want to contribute because phone, everybody is using phone nowadays.
Okay.
So I believe we're going to come up with different opinions on why people put password on their phone.
You're right.
Your host has already said some, like because of work related,
Yes.
because you might want to protect your personal data because of theft
Yes.
and other things. But more importantly, me, I would like to talk about relationship.
Okay.
Why people put password on their relationship. I don't want to believe it's because of secrecy. Yeah, because even before it gets to that point, there might be, maybe the wife or the husband might have been seeing some kind of attitude, because I don't want to believe it's usually because of secrecy or keeping something. you know there should be something that is more than putting password on your phone. If
Okay.
my partner started putting password on his or her phone, I'll be like, no, it's not trustworthy. It's not opening some things to me.
Okay.
And before we get into that, it will not be because he's putting password on his phone that I'll be like, oh, you're cheating on me. Yeah. There are some other things I would have noticed, I would have seen that maybe is being defensive, is hiding some things, it's just, unusual secrecy.
Okay.
Maybe all the stories are not coming consistent. But some people too put password on their phone because they are used to it.
Okay.
They just want to lock their phone.
Right.
I believe people will also have other opinions on why they put password on their phone. So that's from me to you. And thank you so much for what you're doing, Mrs. Farms. You keep bringing different topics, which is very interesting.
Thank you.
Enlightening. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a blessed day,
It's just a bit very noisy in the background, but yeah, it's gone down now. Thank you
so
so
sorry.
much. No, it's fine.
Sorry about that.
Thank you so much for that, and we hope that
Yes,
you
ma'am.
keep calling, keep putting your views,
Definitely.
sharing your ideas, your experiences.
Definitely.
Thank you so much for that. So for you, it's not about
ma'am.
you don't see any issue with people putting passwords in
No,
their phone.
I don't. Not
Very
at all.
well. Thank
No.
you. Thank you for your
All right,
contribution.
ma'am. Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you so much for that.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
Yes.
Hello, caller. Hello, guest. Are you still there?
It's fam.
So you heard what our caller said. For her is just not about. I'm just going to answer this call because I said today is going to be an interesting one. So we have a caller. I'm going to take that. Hello, caller.
Hi, good afternoon, Mrs. Pham.
Good afternoon,
My
caller.
name is Adesheke. I'm calling from Lagos, Nigeria.
Hi. Sorry, I missed that. Could you repeat your name, please?
Adesheke. Or you can call me Ade.
Ade, nice to have you on the program. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. And how are you doing too?
Very well. I'm super excited about today's topic.
And I have to just call in.
Go on. So do you want to ask questions or you just want to, share your own experience about the topic?
I do not, mostly reason why I would not put it in the relationship line is because I feel that most of us, before we start dating anybody or before we start having a relationship, we all have passwords on our phones. And like your guest said, we all live in a digital age right now,
Yes.
where in which if we're not protecting one thing or another on our phone, we are being so vulnerable to having cyber attacks.
Yes.
So because of that, I feel it is necessary. It's a boundary, not secrecy, to have passwords on your phone. But the better part of it will be that if one makes it that whoever one is with, whether family or friends, we make sure that can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. That we make sure that they are known. If it's someone we can trust, we share our passwords, we share everything we feel that we are able to share with the person. That can be trusting. It can be easy to trust that way. But on the other hand, it will be I'll call it vulnerable and easy to attack if we do not protect ourselves, especially in the age we have. So I wouldn't say it's secrecy for me, both in work life or personal life, but I'll call it a boundary to make sure that one is protecting oneself. Yeah, one is protecting oneself and others.
Okay. So let me now ask you a question. So, like say you were with your partner now, and then the phone rings, and then they run to the garden or to the bathroom or to the kitchen, and this is a norm. What do you call that?
Firstly, I would never be in a relationship with someone who does that.
Thank you for sharing that.
I wouldn't.
Okay. But do you know these things happen?
Of course, I do.
Yes.
I've seen
Okay.
it happen
Okay.
because I have been in that situation where I walked out of the relationship. I told myself I would not put myself in the situation where someone is walking out on me because he wants to pick a call. If you can't pick the call in my presence, if you can't do some few things in my presence, then there's no need.
But
There are
are there
places
some
where in which one would have
conversations
to
that
talk.
shouldn't be, like maybe something that it's a bit confidential? Because I can,
Or if it's
yeah,
confidential, like your guest mentioned, he says NDA, that's a non-disclosure agreement where you sign. The confidential, it is understandable. If my partner makes it known to me, oh, I need to pick this. This is work. It's confidential.
yeah,
It's understandable.
okay.
Help the person to know beforehand and not after. Makes it better. That's where
Not it
clear
being a
communication.
norm. But when is a norm,
Yes.
then I think there's an
When
issue.
it's a norm, it's becoming secrecy.
Okay.
When it's something that there's clear communication, then it is a boundary. You're letting the person know, okay, this is what is going on. This is what is happening. That way, it makes it easy for both partners to understand each other well. So for me, it's always about boundaries, setting clear boundaries.
Setting clear
Yes.
boundaries. I like that word, setting clear boundaries. Thank you so much for sharing your
Thank
experience.
you.
Thank you so much. Have a good Sunday and enjoy the rest of your day. God bless you. Bye for now.
You too. Thank you. Bye.
Dear guest,
This is fun. This is really becoming interesting.
dear guest, I told you that this is going to
Well,
be
I
an
think
interesting one.
I agree with the last two callers,
Okay.
sincerely, because it's more of what I was trying to say earlier too. Because everybody needs a password, and before you come across your new relationship or your husband, you have your life, a personal life you've been living. So it is not everything we have to share with our partners. I mean, in cases where there are nosy people, we have nosy people who just want to know everything, and it is not safe.
It is not
For
safe. Why
instance,
is it
if
not
you have,
safe? Are you trying to look for
okay,
something that you don't have to look for? There are some things that you actually dig into that is not really healthy. Are you agreeing to
exactly,
that? Because what do
yes,
you want to find out? What if you find that thing out? What's going to happen? Or do you need to
exactly.
find that thing out? I'm in between.
Okay. In a case where my friend shares is maybe a personal problem, a marital problem with me
Yeah.
via text. Okay, I'm having issues with my wife, this one, that one, because he just wanted to talk, to vent everything out so he can have some peace. Not
Okay.
like he's really looking for an idea, but he just needs to talk to someone.
Yeah.
And I see that message as private, and I
Yes.
don't want my partner to know about what my friend is going through.
That's true.
Uh, That is a valid point for me to put a password even on my chat. Like, okay, this one is a no-go area. Nobody must find out because it's a secret between someone's family. It's their family affairs. I'm just privileged to be told or to know about it.
Yeah.
So I think there are various reasons why we should have these passwords. But like the last caller said, we need to set clear boundaries. Why am I doing this? Are you aware I'm doing this? Yes. And do you know why I have to do it? Yes. So if we have that understanding, it moves away from secrecy to boundary now. But if there is suspicion
So there needs
always,
to be a
like,
clear communication.
yes, 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 please. There
I
has
do
to be
I do
clear.
have passwords on my phone, and mainly because of what almost everyone has mentioned, work related. And then even though they recommend that you should change your, password, and maybe from time to time, just so not to be
Yeah.
hacked and all of that. Honestly, even though I said I have a password, almost everybody knows my password. So that password, honestly, for me, I just want to believe that I'm very much protected, because everybody that's, give me your phone for what they want to do, one thing or another. Almost everybody has it, and I haven't changed it in a while. So I'm just hoping that it still gets to the right hand, and then nothing happens to my phone, which is not good. But this is it, because I just used to that one password for like years, which is not good. I'm not recommending it. So I'm just gonna read this text message and I'll come back to you, my dear guest. So I'm Ayomide Ayolua, texting from Nigeria. Regards the topic, digital secrecy, phone password. Is it all about personal boundaries or secrecy? Yes, that's our topic for today. Personally, I think, this is Ayomide now. Personally, I think the real issue is not the phone password itself, but the level of emotional security in the relationship. A password is simply a security tool, but people attach meaning to it based on trust levels. In healthy relationships, privacy and transparency can coexist. So Ayomide says, I believe personal boundaries are important. Personal boundaries is keep coming up. Are important because even in love, people still deserve individuality, private thoughts, conversations with friends, or moments that are not necessarily acts of betrayal. However, secrecy begins when privacy is intentional, used to deceive, manipulate, or hide actions that could damage the relationship. So for him, he says, the deeper question is, are we protecting our individuality or are we protecting suspicious behavior? Because true trust is not built by monitoring phones constantly. It's built through consistency, honesty, emotional safety, and communication. That is deep. Thank you so much, Ayomide Ayolua, texting from Nigeria.
Very,
So,
very,
our
very
dear
good.
guest, over to you. I'm handing this to you now.
Yes, I understand where Ayomide is coming from because sincerely, the password is just a security tool. And if the trust is broken, that is when a spouse wants to go through the husband's phone, maybe in the middle of the night, and try to find out what is going on because the communication is broken, the trust is broken, the partner is not getting the usual feedback anymore.
We have a
Look
caller
into
on the
what is going
line.
on. Okay, let's take the call, please.
Hello, caller.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. How are you? What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Emeka. I'm coming from Lagos, Nigeria.
Nice to have you on the program. Let's have your take on today's topic.
Yeah, today's topic it is personal boundary.
Yes, sir.
No matter what, if you put a password on your phone or
Okay.
anything, you have someone that you can trust no matter how the situation is. You surely know your password. Like there's an incident in my working place.
Okay.
The guy put a lot of password, very, very long. And the guy was very, very sick.
Okay.
Nobody can access his phone to call his family. Everybody was trying. What was your password? He can't speak. But later we now rushed the guy to the hospital. He then need to call his younger brother. It's only that guy that knows his password.
So in case of an emergency, I like this. I like the part that you're getting on this topic now. So this is in case of an emergency. That's really good. Go on, sir. Go on. This is interesting.
It's only the guy younger brother that can access his phone. It's just a personal boundary. Your passwords is just a personal thing. But no matter how, someone will surely know your password. That's my own opinion on this topic.
So you're saying that even though you have the password, somebody like me, that almost everybody, like my kids, my husband, my brothers, my sister, anybody that close to me know my password. So you're saying that regardless of the security measures that people put, you should still have somebody who knows your password.
Yes.
Very well. Thank you so much for your contribution. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your Sunday.
And you too.
Thank you. Hello, guest.
Yes, Mrs. Pham.
So that's another perspective. Do you know what? I didn't think about that. That is
Yeah, I
very,
think
very important.
I was saying something like that earlier in the program.
I'm
Like
sorry I missed that. I
if
missed
a
that.
partner is sick, then there has to
Oh, you
be.
did. You actually did. I remember the word said, but I didn't relate it to this. So, oh yeah, this is very, very
Okay, so
important as well.
that's what we call ICE. Like in case of emergency, someone should know your password. A trusted person, not someone who would want to scrutinize everything you have on your phone, but just to provide the help or assistance needed at that point.
Okay. So, before we go on the last break, are some people just naturally nosy? See the way I pronounce that word.
Emphasis on naturally nosy.
Do they always want to know what is going on with your phone? Are they just naturally nosy? Is there a time, or should there be a time when you should be nosy? But why do you want to know what's going on with other people's businesses? I want to ask you that, please.
Yes, my answer to that question is yes. There are people who are very, very nosy because even if they are not interested in your passwords,
Yeah.
you find yourself pressing or using your phone publicly, and someone beside you, a friend, is trying to see what you are doing on your phone. I don't think people should do that. And technology is developing every day. I think there is now a screen protector your
Okay.
to protect your screen called a privacy screen protector. So
Okay.
it is only you that you're facing your phone that can see what is on your phone. So anybody beside you will be shielded away. They can't see what is going on your phone because of this kind of nosy people. Now let's bring it back to security.
Okay.
You have people who wants to monitor you press your password.
Okay. Are there
They
people like
want to.
that?
Yes, they are. And the highest level of being nosy to me is a partner who will take a husband or his wife's phone and put it on their face while they are sleeping
Oh God.
because because they want to unlock the phone. Because if you can't just ask me, unlock your phone for me, I want
But
to
would
check
you tell
something.
me now? Be real. If I asked you what's your password, would you tell me?
Yes, as
Okay.
my partner,
Okay.
not
Are
as
you
Mrs.
sure?
Spam.
As your partner, would you share your password? That's good then. I'm sure.
And
I'm sure a lot of
presently,
women will like men like you, and I'm sure your partner is very lucky to have somebody like you.
thank you, Va. I really appreciate that.
So, before we round up now, what advice do you have to give to people? About phones, about security, about boundaries, and not to come across to people as hiding something. Just about what you explained earlier on. It's totally needed. For confidential issues. For apps, for work. What advice do you want to give to people?
Well, thank you so much for having me on this episode, Mrs. Pham. I really appreciate it.
And I really appreciate you too.
So, my take is that we are the we are the first generation of people navigating this gap. Because I mean, we are here, and phone just got to us, and we are using it. So many people who use phone passwords, they use it not to hide from a spouse, but to protect a lot of things like being individual, remaining an individual person, maybe from family or extended family members. And like
Yes.
you said, nosy people, nosy colleagues, or maybe from your children, because our children grabs our phone a lot to
Yes.
do a lot. But to me, or my advice really is more like it goes like this. it's we are talking about two things: secrecy
Yeah.
and privacy.
Yeah.
So secrecy, I would say, is it about the content in my phone?
Hmm.
I mean, what am I hiding? Is it to protect myself from the consequences if my partner finds out? I think that's the question people should ask themselves on the secrecy aspect. And for the privacy aspect, is it privacy? Is it about me? Am I protecting my space to
Hmm.
remain an individual, which falls back to being secured, protecting my work, protecting my finances, protecting my phone if it gets lost? So we need to find a balance between the two. Which one am I really doing? Am I hiding something from my spouse, or am I just protecting what I have on my phone and my partner can access it at any time?
Thank
So
you.
finding a balance between the two is really important. I
Thank you.
think that would be my take, man.
Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Olatunji Oluwadari, a cinematographer and software engineer based in Lagos, Nigeria. Thank you so much for coming today on Real Talk with Mrs. Fam. So we're going to speak to you
Thank you
some
for
other
having me.
time. Enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you.
Appreciate that. Thank you, man.
You're very welcome. So, dear listeners, thank you for staying tuned to the very last almost the last minute of the show. So my own take, in fact, a lot of people have said so many things, from being not I mean knowing the boundaries and security measures to confidential issues and all of that. For me, I think, like our guest explained, we should communicate. You know, let people know why you have a password if you have to explain to your partner. And then some people see it as a form of control, because if your partner or your husband says you shouldn't have a password on your phone, to somebody like me, it may come across as controlling me on what I should do with my phone. And then if it's something that I need to do, I will do it. And then you telling me that regardless, that you don't see any reason why I should have it, even when I've explained to you, like our guest explained, and you're still insisting that I shouldn't have it, for me, that's a red flag. And I'm not going to go with that, because I have to protect my work, you know, and at the same time have a balanced relationship. So I think we should communicate and make each other understand why we have to or why we don't have to. And the way some people, we talked about being extremely nosy. Why do you want to know everything that's going on in other people's phone? Really, why? Why? What do you stand to gain? Because some things you dig, and then when you dig and dig, you will find out that it's just going to hurt you the more. So I'm not going to stay here and say don't dig. If you have to do, but then sometimes the consequences, you must be able to know that you have to manage it yourself. So this brings us to the end of the show. Real Talk with Mrs. Pham. Today's one has been so interesting and engaging. Thank you all to all the callers, listeners, contribution. I really, really appreciate you. This show is nothing without you. It's nothing without your contribution. Thank you so much. So we meet next Sunday. It is still Real Talk with Mrs. Pham, 2 to 3 p.m. on Cosoro Evergreen.